Hello guys, welcome back to Knitting Catalog. I'm happy to be in your presence today. Today I want to share with you how to knit a lace sweater, a lace top, you know. So in my last video I share with you that I'm going to use that particular pattern for a lace sweater. And here is the tutorial guys. So I find it difficult by using the exact size that I knitted because of the camera. It did not capture it well, so here I'm going to use a small size of needle to demonstrate that, but later in the video you are going to see the main size I knitted, but here is just to know how to start from the beginning. Before I do this, I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed to my channel, and mostly those people that reach out to me on any of my social media, and I really appreciate. And if you are just coming by my channel for the first time, you are welcome. So just at least feel at home, subscribe, share and inform others, what is going on Knitting Catalog. So right here guys, I've bring out the needle 50 by 49, 50 by 49, to demonstrate what you are going to do for the hem, to start this lace sweater. In my size that I use, I cast on 99 by 98 needle. That is almost the bed. So in which I engage my extension rail, and you are going to see that later in this video. But I just want, as I earlier said, I just want to demonstrate how to knit the hem, how to do the layout of the lace pattern first. Then you are going to see how I maneuver the bigger size that I knitted for myself. So right now, assuming this is your needle for your size, yeah, this is your needle for your size. So I'm going to start casting on by pushing some needle back to, share the needle back to A position, and half is on B position. Just usual casting on, and you can decide to use your way of casting on. So this is it, and right now I'm going to use tension 5. I'm going to use tension 5 to do the first row. So I'm changing my tension to 5 and knit one row. This one row, I'm going to count it. It's part of my row. So I'm going to hang this on it. Make sure you centralize it so that it will not be bending to one side. So that's it. Then I'm going to use my hand to support before I introduce the weight right now. So I'm going to pack all the needle at A, back to the B needle for proper knitting right now. So that's my cast on guys. So right now I'm going to change my tension to main tension for the hem or the band of the lace sweater. So I'm going to change to 7, then knit more 5 rows, because I said this is one row, so I'm going to knit more 5 rows, making it 6. So this is one, 5. So guys, here is 6 rows, counting this along with it, counting this one along with it. So this is 6 rows. So what I'm going to do is to select this to rib one by one. So I'm going to select this to rib one by one. So this is it, guys. So I'll change my tension back to 9 and knit one row. So you can see that this is rib form. So I'm going to go back to 7 and knit more 5 rows. That is 6 and 6. So more 5 rows. Now the first one is this, so I'm knitting more 5 rows. So this is it, guys. So I'm going to fold it right now as my band. So this is how I knitted the band for the bigger size, and you are going to see later in the video. So I'm going to fold this right away, bringing in the empty needle. So guys, here is the band for the lace sweater. This is what I knitted in the actual size. So this is the band. You know, it was not easy for me at all after making that video for the full size that I knitted, and after editing it, I just discovered that the video is not clear at all. I did not like the view that I'm seeing in the video, so I decided to make a small one, you know, just for the camera to capture what is going on. So this is what I knitted for the actual size that I, you know, knitted in the video. Right now is to knit 2 rows to close the hem or the band, whichever way you understand. So 2 rows right now. So it's being close together right now. So what I'm going to do now is to go back and select the needle for the lace pattern layout. So I'm leaving 2 needle as edge needle. So you can see how I push them out as edge needle. So I've already calculated this behind the scene on how many needle will fit the pattern, and at the same time I will still have the two needles at both sides. So that's what we are seeing. So right now I'm going to go and start to select for rib again. You know, that's the layout of the lace. Selecting back to rib. So I'm not going to touch the edge needle. So you can see that the 2 needle is still there. So you can see the 2 needle, and this is the layout needle for the lace pattern right now. So I'm going to push them out and knit 2 rows in tension 8. Now tension 8 is the main body tension for this lace sweater. So I'm going to change my tension right now to 8 and knit 2 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and hang weight on it. Centralizing your comb right now is so important. So hanging the weight on it. To say when you are knitting lace pattern that involving needle coming to A position and D position, you need to make sure your sponge bar is very okay, because if it's not okay, the needle is going to be, you know, breaking. So, and you will not like that. So make sure your sponge bar is okay and have enough weight on them so that it can be easily work on and you will not have any needle being broken. So right now, according to the pattern, we have three, then another three. So if you have not watched this pattern, you need to go back to my last video before this and watch. So just for introduction of the pattern, this is how the layout is. I'm going to work on the first one, make some transfer on the first set of the three that is outside, and you know to the end of the needle that I cast on. So right now I'm going to do the transfer. Mhm. So I'm going to push this needle that has multiple stitches on E position first. I want the stitches to be behind the latches. You see, this is the latches here. So you can see I want the stitches to be behind the latches. You can see the latches here right now. You can see the latches, the opening of the needle at the tip. So I want the stitches to be behind it. So I'm going to push them out. Why did I want the stitches to be behind it? Why did I want the stitches to be behind it? I want the carriage to knit it easily without any form of damaging the needle or dropping the stitches. So that's why I want it. When you have multiple stitches on needle, it's better you push them out. Let the stitches be at the back of the latches for easy way for the carriage to knit it. So as they are there right now, I'm going to go and push them back. Let me straighten this. I'm going to go and push them back to D, because I want them to knit, but I want them to be at the back of the latches. So they are going to be at D position so that when I want to knit, it will knit. And remember the pattern, the carriage have to be on, you know, hold throughout. So that's why this have to go back to D position. Then these three needles at the back, I'm going to push the center one out to E position, so that they can hold these three at the back. So I will just go there and push the center one out to E position. So E position. So that's it, and I'm going to knit with my carriage on hold 6 rows. Guys, remember I'm using tension 8. So 6 rows right now. So you can see that the needle that has multiple stitches, they knitted easily without not dragging with the carriage. So I'm going to go ahead and make mark. 6. My yarn is joined here, so that's why I'm having this. So I'm going to find a way of tucking it in, not to disturb me. Just to hide it in, not to disturb. So after knitting the 6 rows right now, another needle that is of high risk of losing all the stitches is the same needle that has multiple needle. Is still having multiple stitches on. So I'm going to push it out. I'm going to push it out to A position. So after bringing them back to A position right now, so I'm going to do the transfer of this, the right needle into their right position. I'm going to need 6 rows right now. So guys, you can see what we have. So this is how to count the pattern. You count the pattern by the holes that the pattern created. So in my actual size that I knitted, I knitted up to 42 pattern before shaping for armhole, by counting 1 2 3, till 42 holes, making 42 pattern before I shape for armhole. Just make sure you follow the pattern, and if there's any droppings, maneuver the droppings by doing the right thing. Make sure you hang your weight properly, and make sure your sponge bar is good, not to lose any needle. So let's see how I continue from you know shaping the armhole after 42 pattern. So guys, I'm at 42 pattern right now. So you can see what we have, and I've already made some transfer of the next pattern. So at 42 pattern, I told you I'm going to shape for armhole. So right now I'm going to introduce the back needle. The shaping of armhole is going to take 12 needles at both edge. So I'm going to cast off 12 needles from here and 12 needles from this side. So what I'm going to do is, I cannot just cast off the 12 needle because of this gap. So I have to bring back the needle at the back, and knit to form plain knitting at the back here. So I'm going to knit, bring them and count them to be 12. So 1 2 3. And another thing is, back needle are part of the 12. I'm going to count them together. The needle at A is going to come to the work. That's what I mean. The needle at A, I'm going to bring them back to the work. So I'm going to count them along with the 12 needles I want to remove from this work. So I'm going to count from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let me do it this way. So let it be this way, bringing them back to the work, just like this. So I'm going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is 10, 10, 11, 12. So this is what I'm going to remove at the work at both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and count the 12 needle. Make sure they come to the work right now. This is like 1 2 3. Let me bring all of them out to be sure. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So this is it. I'm going to do away with them, but before then I have to select them in a way that they will knit as plain, not lace pattern. So I have to adjust the needle and knit one row without not touching this place. I'm not going to select this side as the pattern for the next pattern selection right now. So I'm going to make sure I do it like one needle on and one needle off, like to select it as rib so that they can knit. Then after knitting 2 rows of my pattern, I'm going to do casting off. That 2 row is just for me to have a base that I'm going to cast off on, to have when you want to fix it back on knitting machine, so that I can have a place, a edge I can attach to knitting machine. So you will see what I'm talking about right now. So I'm going to select the needle and then bring them back to knit. They can't not just knit like that. So this is 12 right now. Why I push these two out is because the empty needle are just three needle beside each other. So I have to push some at the back so that it will knit. Then I'm going to go, I'm having three empty needles, so close to each other. So I'm going to push this to the back and leave the two so that this can form, yarn can form on it. That's what I mean. So then check the other ones, they are okay. So right now I'm going to push them to D position. I'm going to put them back to D position for them to knit because they are already on E position. So that's it. Then I'm going to bring back the needle that's supposed to be on hold out right now. So still working on my pattern right now. Okay. So right now I'm going to engage my claw with for this edge, so that I won't have stitches that will drop. So that's it. Then I'm going to knit one row in my pattern right now. So that's it. Then I'm going to introduce the needle that I push out, because there are three together that is empty. So I'm going to push them back to work and knit the second row of my pattern. So you can see that they are knitting. So they are not following the pattern at the edge because I bring all the needle from A position together to join B. So I'm going to knit one row today. That's it. So right there I'm going to cast off right there right now. So let me just get there. I'm going to cast off here. No. Cast off the 12 needles right here. You can see what I mean. You can see the three needle. So you just have to, arrange them for them to knit. They can't be beside each other. One have to go back. When you are knitting, then you introduce it back again. So this is 12 needles. So I'm going to shift this to this needle. Then you can see what I mean. You can grab this edge and fix back on knitting machine. So that's why I brought all the back needle, a needle, back to work. So that's it. So I'm going to knit the third row now to cast off this side. So just the same thing. So 3 out of 6 row for the pattern. Then I'm going to do away with this as well. So guys, this is the armhole casting off right here. So I'm going to continue in this pattern for more 28 pattern. So I'm going to knit up to more, that is, I'm going to knit more 28 patterns. So after then it's going to be neck shaping. So guys, I'm at 24 patterns right now. From armhole to this place I am now is 24 pattern. I knitted 42 pattern at this place before casting off for armhole. After armhole, I have to knit another 24 pattern. So after the 24 pattern now is neck shaping. I told you the top is going to be a very big one. So it's a gown like top. So right now I'm at neck shaping. After 24 pattern, I'm at neck shaping. So you can see what we have. You can see how beautiful the pattern is looking right here. You can see how it is. So let me just show you how to cast off for the neck, to do the neck shaping. I have to bring the needle at A back to B, for it to knit, so that this gap will not be, you know, there. So I want the needle to be full at the neck shaping area. So just as the way I introduce needles at A to the armhole. So I'm going to do like that right now. It's going to be in round neck shaping. It's a round neck that I'm going to knit for this. So I'm going to use 25 by 25 needle first. The total needle to be out of the neck is 30 needle, and I'm using 6 pattern, 30 needle against 6 pattern. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to cast off 25 by 25, then I will be left with 5. So during that 25 by 25 casting off, one pattern will follow it, to bring the needle back. So let's see how it's being done. Let me not just talk too much. So I'm going to bring them, I'm going to locate the 25. So this is the 25 needle here. So I'm going to be bringing the needle out to work. So here is the 25 right now. Then I'm going to look for the other 25, at both sides is what I'm going to do. So at both sides, now I'm going to get rid of 50 needle. If it is 25 25, it's going to be 50 needle. So this is the second one, 25 needle. So right now I'm going to be bringing this needle out to work the needle at A position, and I'm going to bring it in a way that it will knit. So right now I'm having 3 here, so I have to bring this one out, then I will leave this and bring this out. You cannot have 3 needle at the same time be empty. So I'm going to be, using wisdom to bring them out like that. So this is only one and this is only one. Then where I have 3, I have to leave the middle one and bring the other 2 out. So this and this. So all this will be out. Then this and this. So I'm leaving this one to come back after knitting one row. So just to make sure I have an edge there too. when I want to knit the band, so I can have something to hold on to. So that's it. Bringing them out, calculating how the needle will be out. So, so we are at, so this is the needle that will come to work right now. Just want you to see. So this is 25 by 25 needle. So I will still bring this out after knitting one row. So I'm going to push this side on hold. So I'm going to push it on hold. They are not going to work right now. They are not going to work right now. And already my carriage is on hold. So what I will do is to, push this back to B position for it to knit. I just push them to E for me to identify the needle. So right now I'm pushing them back to D position for them to knit, you know. So that's my 25 by 25. This is not a move, yes. 25 by 25 needle. So right now I'm going to select my pattern at the right side of the knitting machine. So I'm going to go ahead and select the pattern. So I'm knitting the right side right away. So that's it. Then I have to engage the claw weight, at the edge side is very important because it do drop. The stitches drop when knitting. So that's it. So I'm going to knit 2 rows now in my pattern, but the first one is going to take all this in, the 25 needle in. So I'm going to go ahead and knit in my pattern, you know. So that's it. You can see what we have here, and my pattern is still forming here. So right now I'm going to bring the other needle back to work, at the 25 by 25 that I want to cast off. So they are back to the work, and I'm going to cast off right now with the second row. So I'm going to remove my yarn and cast off the 25 by 25 needle. So getting to the empty needle now, I'm going to put it on top of the empty needle and cast off. So I'll pretend as if the empty needle is having stitches on. So that's it. So go. Empty stitches. You can see empty needle, empty needle here. So I'm going to fix the stitch on it and cast off. So you can see what we have. You can see the edge. So you can see the edge. So guys, you can see what we have. 50 needle is out of the work. That is, this is center zero, 25 by this side and 25 by this side. So I just decided to cast it off once and concentrate on this right side. So I'm going to bring my carriage and continue in my pattern. So I'm knitting second row right now of my pattern in the first pattern of neck shaping. The pattern for neck is 6 pattern. So knit I've already started to knit one pattern out of the 6 pattern with 25 needle being off, you know. So right now I will continue in my pattern. So I'm going to remove all this weight and concentrate the weight on this side of the work. So I'm going to change my weight right now from this long one and concentrate the weight on this side. So bringing this, going to hang this, then hang this. That's it. So right now I'm going to continue and be decreasing one needle and knit one pattern, decrease one needle and knit one pattern till when I get to this 72 pattern, then I'll cast off. So that is using 6 pattern for neck shaping. So once again, from the hem down to the armhole is 42 pattern. Then from the armhole to neck shaping is 24 pattern. Then the neck shaping is taking 6 pattern. So the total of the pattern is 72 pattern for this size. So you can decide to calculate your own size, so or how you want it to be. So let me continue by shaping the neck. and bring all the needle back to work at the A position. Let them join the B, you know. Then this is going back to D to knit. So I'm going to knit 2 rows right now in tension 10 to bind off. So that's it. That's the end of it. So I'm going to repeat this to the other side of the neck, just to start from where to decrease the pattern, because I've already cast off what I need to cast off at the left side together with the right side. So right now I want to inform you that the back and front of this top is going to be alike. It's going to be the same thing. The back and front, I'm going to knit exactly like this, with the round neck shaping for the front and back. So that's it. So I'm going to bind off right now. So you can see what we have. All this side is going to, like shrink back, because I'm going to leave it to rest so that I can really get the actual size of it when I want to fix for the sleeve. So I'm going to leave it to rest, not doing knitting the sleeve instantly. So I'm going to go back to the second side of the work. So guys, you can see what we have. This is ready right now. You can see what we have here. So the armhole and the top, the lacy top. So you can see what we have. So I've said earlier that it's going to be like this twice. Like, I'm going to go ahead and start the back side of it. But fixing the hand right now, you know I'm going to fix the hand on 80 by 80 needle, and I'm going to knit a whole 45 pattern straight without not shaping. So you can see what we have, that the armhole is overstretched. So I'm going to fix it back systematically by sharing it into 4. I will share the I'm going to share the 80 needle into 4, and share this to into 4, so that I can just fit it in, let it fit in. So you can see what I'm doing right now. So this is the armhole side here. So, and this is the shoulder line. So I'm going to fold them into 2, just like this, and go to 40. It's from 0 to 80. So I've already fixed this one just like that. This is 80 needle. So the second part is another 80 needle. So I've already shared it into 2, in which this is going to 40 needle, around where I have 40 on my bed. So right now I'm going to share this into 2 as well, and fix this on 20. Then this is going to be on this, you know that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and share this into 2 again, then fix this on 60, then this on 80. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just make sure they fit in. So guys, you can see all being fixed right now. So I'm going to hang the comb on it and knit 2 rows before selecting for the pattern. And I told you earlier that I'm going to knit the pattern straight to 45 pattern. So same method of selecting the pattern. So guys, the sleeve is at 45 pattern right now. So I'm going to push this needle out because a lot of stitches on it. I'm going to push them out so that it won't drop. You can see this one dropping right here. So it has a lot of stitches on it, piling up on it. So I'm going to push it out, to E position, then push it back to D position, or leave it that way because this is the end of the sleeve right now. So I can press my hold on button back to work and knit this right now. So that's it. So as it has come to the end of the sleeve, so I'm going to pack all the back needle, the needle on A back to work, bring them back to B position and press my hold on button back to work. So you can see, press it back to work so that I can knit all the stitches together at the end of the work right now. So I'm going to knit, see my tension 8, and knit 2 rows right there right now. So that's it. Then the second one, you can see that I did not remove the yarn supply is somehow. You can see that I did not remove my weight, so it still helped me on. I can remove this at the edge, the claw weight at the edge. Then I'm going to knit the second row right now. You can see what we have right now. So I'm going to remove all the weight right now and knit in my waist yarn. I'm going to knit several rows in waist yarn, and I'm not going to cut this yarn off because I'm going to come back to use it. So I'm going to make sure that they are surplus, so that it can help me to free the work when I'm fixing it, because I don't want to cut it out of the work. I don't want to cut off the yarn. So right now I'm going to engage my waist yarn here. You can see I knit several rows in waist yarn. So let this be here, right here. So that's it, guys. So I'm going to fall off the work, by removing my waist yarn and knit without yarn on my carriage. So I'm going to knit right away. So let me just hook this towards this. Yeah, I'm going to knit right now without yarn on it to cut the work. You can see this has dropped. So that's what we have, guys. You can see what we have here right now. So that's what we have right here. So I'm going to go back to the needle right now and fix 2 stitches in one needle. 2 stitches in one needle. So I'm going to do that to make it 40 by 40. You can remember that this is 80 by 80. I just want that puff ball hand. So that's why I'm doing this. I did not shape it at all. I just knit 45 pattern straight with 80 by 80 needle, then knit 45 pattern, then this process just now. So right now I'm going to go back and make sure my needle is 40. So here is 40. So one needle is going to be taking 2 stitches right here. So I'm going to go this way too and make sure I have that 40. by 40. So right now I'm going to go ahead and be fixing them back to, you know, needle. Like this is first one entering the first needle, then the second one is entering two, just like that till the end of the work. So till when I finish all the stitches in 40 by 40 needle. So you can see what I'm doing right here. So guys, here is fixing to 40 by 40 needle with two stitches on it. So this is how it will look like. So I'm going to lose out the waist yarn right now. The waist yarn is at the back, so I'm going to lose it out and see what I have. If there's any dropping stitches, I can quickly fix it back before I continue, knitting the next process. So that's it. So that's it, guys. You can see what we have. So right now I'm going to knit one row with tension 7 right now. So that's it. Then go ahead and knit one row. So you can see what we have. So right now I'm not stopping at 40 by 40. The real place for the real needle for the rib, the cuff rib, is 30 by 30. So I still have to do some decrease here right now. So what I'm going to do is to go to center zero, and start to decrease just like this. I will decrease 10 needle. So I will leave 2 needle and remove this stitch, then hang it on this one by doing that decrease as if I'm knitting rib. So it will lead me to 30 by 30. That is that 30 by 30. I've already removed 10 needle out of the work. So that's it. That's the 10 needle is out. So that's what it is. Then I will go to this side and do and repeat the same thing, just like that. So let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. So that's 20 needle out of the work right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my waist yarn once again and knit with the waist yarn. Then I'm going to make sure this is surplus because I don't want to cut this yarn. So I'm going to take this back to the machine, back to the back of the machine, just like that, and work with my waist yarn once again and knit several rows, several rows. That's it. Then I'm going to fold this work right now. So you can see what we have. So I'm going to go back and reduce 10 needle again and bring the back one back to work, so reduce 10 by this side and face this work back to the machine, just the same method of fixing it back. So I'm not going to fix 2 stitches back to machine right now because I've already decreased that. through that mist that you just saw in the video. So I'm going to just fix. So here I'm having 30 by 30 already. So I'm going to go and fix each stitch on one needle. So guys, here is the fixing back to machine 30 by 30 needle. So right now I'm going to knit one row. So that's it. Then I'm going to select my needle back to rib one by one. Remember, I'm using tension 7 for this part. So I'm selecting back to rib one by one and knit 30 row. Then I will fold and bind off. So 30 row right now. So guys, here is 30 row. So fold and cast off or bind off, whichever way. So you can see what we have. So this is the sleeve right here. So you can see this. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat same to this other side. So guys, at the neck side, I'm not going to knit on knitting machine for the band, but I'm going to crochet around the neck to make it more beautiful. So that's it guys.